Judge summons Ken Agyapong for calling him stupid. Now, let's do this. Let me tell you people something that happened on Monday, on Sunday, on Monday, and then today. Now, you know, Ken Agyapong has this case in court where on Obiwa court, I say, Asasi bi asem. Now, Asasi na asem no, the senior and say, judge and say, Asasi wasem, we send it there, judge near feno, Justice Roxon. Yes, in labor court or a labor court judge. On the say, assassin Kennedy ni obi pre hono munyina munja assassin nto na mombra mbegbo munkru na menhwe de assassin na asem to asum na memfama no. Judge na nkase mediama we na mediama we Kennedy Japan eba tena ne net 2 fi no so edi justice we attempt the obia o judiciary mo attempt say o use words that can be printed or say judge near stupid, judge near crazy, foolish people. He is daring them and he's going to take care of them. In fact, he threatened to kill that judge on TV. That is how I understood Kennedy Japan, the statement, because Kennedy Japan used the same statement ma Ahmed Swale, and Ahmed Swale was killed. It is a Kennedy Japan because I will take care of you, judge. It means he was going to kill the judge, which is a very serious statement. Now, let's do this. After Kennedy, we all spoke about it. Hey, I was a judge, a Supreme Court. A story about Chief Justice, the Ghana Bar Association, all speaking on this because some action was supposed to be taken or is supposed to be taken. Because I was a judge, Kennedy Japan didn't go jail. Straight up. Because the evidence were clear. It was on TV insulting the judge, everything. I brought a case in down one court. Now, this is what happened. Now, Yeti say, Kennedy Japan, and radio station to radio station, say indirectly or patch, and you'll be a catching song, and I can tell you on authority, said the Chief Justice told Kennedy Japan, say, on starting quite around the non-paper patch, but you know the grand idea behind this whole thing. On Sunday, the Chief Justice met the President of the Republic of Ghana, and a Chief Justice catcher and said, Mr. President, what is happening now is dangerous, and it is dangerous for your political survival. And Mr. President say, minim, and it's not a brand Indian como. Now the issue is Kennedy Japan also go jail. Obviously, I also go jail. Sana Chief Justice catch Mr. President. And Mr. President catch Chief Justice in Yabwa. O Tiemia Ombra, na men can see or catch and say, if Kennedy goes to jail, it is dangerous for the party. If Kennedy goes to jail, what is going to happen is I'll be forced to grant Kennedy Muntier 1 amnesty, and I have friends saying yes, he will be forced to grant Kennedy amnesty, if that is the right word. It is very tricky because Muntier 1 as no crampona John Dramani Mahama Emma Muntier 1 for no or pardon or mono. Yes, Mr. President said it will be suicidal. Say Kennedy Japan is taken to jail because Kennedy has to be jailed. Now I'm going to read the letter be and I'm not going to show you, but I'll read it. This is what happened. Now, the lawyers of Omomni Kennedy Japan court no on the only Kennedy Japan court omo cast as no omo file a contempt against Kennedy Japan. Say Kennedy Japan absama ewo court aye nyina ye chirechiri ma ye kan adwene no wa betena TV so radio so aka ni nyina sa di judge na tem, so they filed contempt against Kennedy Japan. Now, what happened was, see a file contempt against Kennedy Japan. The judge no take case in so friend Justice Roxon no. Obviously no obi beka say ono na yedi na temunti ontment na ono ani case so emua case no. Inti side judge no Justice Jackson no I was say ohwehwem na say ope judge bi na kan say Jack asem we dey fa me ho inti wo ne di sa asem no wo di sa asem no because nipa na medi na asem no we di matem na we ti amra inti mi ankasa me ntumi tina asem ebi na Justice Cheba for here already otumi tina case so no onko no ankasa send bench warrant no no say twa judge just Cheba for the third division judge. So Justice Jackson said no. So in normal court terms no and as a proceedings no and in normal times no there was a judge here no also the judge foforo no chokoma say judge also you're a very good judge. You know what you're doing. So take care of this. If Kennedy deserves to be in jail, put him in jail. Simple. Sanity, because from what the guys filed against Kennedy, no, Kennedy has to be in jail. Now, this is what happened. I'm going to read a letter to you, and that letter is from Justice Kennedy Dina Terminal, Justice Roxon. Justice Roxon. No, maybe read the letter or chokoma. New Justice na yedi case national nsa na sa new justice na ni din day Amos Winter Amos Winter. In fact, he's a High Court judge sitting as a vacation judge in High Court Land Division 11 on the 5th floor of the court complex. Let me read this again before I may read it, because when you say judge not taking the case, also pay judge be managed sa contempt case because on to be sent case and some Kennedy so obindi now justice not or turn suffering so this case in the friend Justice Amos Winter, and he's a High Court judge sitting as a vacation judge in the High Court Land Division 11 on the 5th floor of the court complex. Now let an judge in the Chokoma Winter no any make Justice Roxon now or case this is yana or opia case nama Wintano. This is the letter Roxon Echokoma Winter say adikontia all the case man or say Kennedy Japan ko jail. And I stated the reason why Kennedy Japan so obe face Winter about the insult or insulting also oko jail. And I'm going to take the letter again. It's very important because there's something there I'll explain to you. This is what he wrote. He said, please cause a summons to issue and be served on the third defendant, Kennedy Ohene Japan, to appear before the Honorable Court on Monday the 14th, September 2020, to show cause of why he should not be committed to prison. He should not be committed to prison for contempt of court for his scandalous and contemptuous vituperations made on his Net2 TV and Oman FM stations on the 2nd of September 2020 at or around 9 p.m. So if you see down here, you could see the people who have been copied. Kennedy Agyapong has been served. Net2, Oman 2 is there. Hollywood Building, Madina Zongo and all that. Amos Winter, Justice of the High Court. Now, that is the letter, right? And this letter was written on the 7th. Now, let's check 7th, which day it was. 7th, Yeshima, it was a Monday. Just this Monday. Now, let me break something down to you. The Chief Justice met Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo on Sunday, and he was ordered that that judge should be summoned at the Chief Justice office on Monday. Now, on Monday, the Chief Justice, Justice Enin Yabua, if he's listening, he knows I don't get this wrong. He called Winter, this new judge, and told him emphatically, said, he has to make sure Kennedy Agyapong is not imprisoned. And I'm saying this again. If you are listening, listen to me well. So what is the Kennedy from Monday was starting radio stations. Supreme Court Justice Enin Yabua catch and say on starting and apologize on radio to radio. Said they will be judge in anymore. They will use that to set him free. But the letter Roxy wrote to Winter is Kennedy has to be put in jail. He's supposed to be in prison. Now, the Chief Justice on Monday, after meeting the president on Sunday, called Winter to his office and said, make sure that Kennedy is set free. But in Imbram, also Kennedy go jail. Now, the reason why Kennedy went to go jail is simple. Because one, if Kennedy goes to jail, the president will be forced to pardon Kennedy Agyapong. Now, the moment the president tries that, Muntie 3 issue comes back. Now, is the president condoning crime? Is the president condoning what we call, say, highest form of indiscipline, whereby a politician can stand on TV or sit on national television and insult the judiciary and insult the Chief Justice? Now, it's political suicide because a Akufo-Addo mistake. Now, Kennedy Agyapong is jailed. That's it. So, if you see the connection here, Kennedy Agyapong will go to court. He will be freed. He will not be jailed. But in normal terms, Kennedy Agyapong is supposed to be in jail. Now, Chief Justice Enin, if you are listening to me, you see, the problem with the Supreme Court and this Chief Justice is that he's too political. Too political for me. And he has become he has become like a party puppet. That is what hurts me, because when Enini Yabua was appointed, I sat on my show and said, we know and I believe this man can make a difference in our judiciary, because before he was appointed, a report was out, the Afrobarometer report, saying that 98% of Ghanaians, 96% of Ghanaians do not trust the court. So I thought Justice Enini Yabua was going to change things. But as it stands, from the letter I read to you, Kennedy Agyapong is supposed to be in jail. He's supposed to be put in prison. So, Kokota, but the Chief Justice has sent a stern warning to Winter, and Winter, if he's listening to me now, he knows. And Winter, I'm watching you because I have your track. You see, just make mistake, Justice Winter. I'm not warning you. I am trying to tell you something. I'm saying, Justice Winter, do your job. And do the job by the book. Do the job by the book, because the letter that Roxy wrote to you is emphatic. Kennedy said some scandalous things against the judge. And Kennedy is in contempt A contempt case was filed by his opponent's lawyers. Kennedy has to be imprisoned. There's no way Kennedy should miss prison. It's a no-no. Kennedy Agyapong has to be in prison if he appears, when he appears in court. You can't change that. And the Chief Justice pulling this for the president, well, you see, that is my problem with the Chief Justice. There's a case in court. The judiciary has been denigrated. The judiciary has been insulted from head to toe. The judiciary has been defamed. Kennedy Agyapong raped our judiciary on national television, insulted the core principle of the judiciary, insulted a judge sitting on the case, used words that I cannot print on my media platform, used words that we've never heard anybody use against a judge. I will take care of you. He said, I will take care of you to Ahmed Swale. Ahmed Swale was dead in 72 hours. And then a judge writes a letter to his fellow judge and says that this guy has to be in prison, and you, the Chief Justice, summon Winter in your office on Monday. And I'm telling you, it was on Monday you summoned Winter to tell him that the president says this guy does not have to be in jail. Who is the president? Is the judiciary now working for Akufo-Addo or working for the people? The system has been raped by Enin Yabua. That is why I have a problem with Enin Yabua right now as I speak. That is why I don't like Chief Justice, because all that he's doing is he doing to please the president. The issue is, if Kennedy is sent to prison, he needs to serve it. He needs to serve. So if Kennedy is brushed away, if Kennedy is left off the hook, where is the standard now? It means anybody can insult the judges on their cases any day, anytime, and go around radio stations and say, I'm sorry, oh, I didn't say anything, and the person will walk free. It means we have no judiciary now. If this Kennedy Agyapong case, Kennedy does not enter jail, then there's no judiciary again. Our judiciary has been lowered to the lowest level. Airtime cry. It is airtime if Kennedy does not end up in jail. And I'm talking to the Ghana Bar Association. You see this issue right now, senior judges at the Supreme Court and also at the higher court, the appeals court, they are all shocked. Like, how can the Supreme Court, like the Chief Justice himself, protect somebody who has spat in our face? A whole Chief Justice, you doing this? A whole Chief Justice of the land. We thought that the Chief Justice is supposed to hold the law in high esteem. Today, the Chief Justice has become the Goro boy because of politics. So he met the president on Sunday, and on Monday, Winter was called to the office that the judge has referred the case to you, and I am telling you in your face that let Kennedy pass. And the Chief Justice called Kennedy to tell him this week he should try everything possible and be going to radio stations. That is why you are seeing Kennedy walking around and say indirectly pleading. Have you heard Kennedy pleading? Yes, because he has been directed by the Chief Justice before he appears before Winter, which he has told Winter never to try and imprison Kennedy Agyapong. But there's no way out here. Kennedy has to go to jail, or the judiciary will be disrespected for the rest of our life. So it means that we are going to election 2020 without a Supreme Court, without a judiciary that we can trust, because the Chief Justice is now a Goro boy to the president. So how are we going to trust the Supreme Court if something like the elections, the general elections, ends up in the Supreme Court? The Chief Justice will call the president. Do you remember when Muntie 3 case in the Chief Justice Enin Yabua and Dote, they were the two judges who were saying that Mahama should not pardon Muntie 3. I am refi history kakra. Go back and check. Today he's a Chief Justice. He doesn't want the same thing to happen to him. When Muntie 3 case came, Enin Yabua was on the bench. Dote was on the bench. They were the people saying that Mahama should not do that. Today the ball is in your front. Yogati. Now he's trying to protect that. That's why he's telling Winter not to jail Kennedy. Because when Kennedy is jailed, president will be forced to make sure he pardons Kennedy. Then when president pardons Kennedy, it is against everything. Meaning the president is condoning crime. Meaning the president at the end of the day is trying to tell Ghanaians, say, the standard has been set. Anybody can insult the Supreme Court or the judiciary and walk free. We are talking about a man who makes law in parliament, not Kevin Taylor. We are talking about a lawmaker. So Kennedy Agyapong, if he walks free, if he's charged 2,000 Ghana, 30,000 Ghana, is still a lie. Kennedy needs to be in jail because that is what the law says. He was in court. He had appeared before a judge. He knew the judge was sitting on the case, but came on TV to spill scandalous things against the judge. What makes Kennedy's case dangerous is as a politician, and you are in court and you step out of court to denigrate the system, Jack, America will become 100 years old. That is what makes Kennedy's case dangerous. So Eninyabwa is playing politics with the law.